Taking a live look at Milwaukee this morning, as the four-day Republican National Convention kicks off today, there is heightened security after a gunman opened fire at a Trump rally in Pennsylvania over the weekend, killing one person and critically injuring two others.
Now, federal law enforcement officers are now searching for the motive of the suspect who was killed. CBS's Sabrina Franza has more on the convention and the shooting investigation from Milwaukee.
There's a heavy security presence in Milwaukee as the Republican National Convention begins later today.
I feel pretty safe.
The U.S. Secret Service says it's keeping its security plan as is. Just 2 days after a gunman opened fire at former President Trump's rally in Butler, Pennsylvania.
We have accounted for various security scenarios that may arise, and we are confident in the plan we have implemented.
Former President Donald Trump arrived here in Milwaukee yesterday. In a newspaper interview, he said he plans to change his speech later in the week in light of the shooting. Trump also said had he not looked away from the crowd at the moment of the shooting, he may have been killed. During an Oval Office address, President Biden said he had a brief phone conversation with Trump after the shooting.
We can't allow this violence to be normalized. You know, the political record in this country has gotten very heated. It's time to cool it down.
Authorities say the gunman, identified as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, was killed by a U.S. Secret Service sniper. Investigators say an AR-style rifle found near his body was purchased legally and registered to his father, and that bomb materials were found in his home and vehicle.
We had graduated with him, and it was just something I would have never seen coming.
President Biden has ordered an independent review of the incident. The FBI is investigating the shooting as an assassination attempt and potential domestic terrorism. Sabrina Franza, CBS News, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Now, President Joe Biden addressed the nation from the Oval Office last night. CBS political analysts called it not a moment for campaigning, but a truly presidential moment where the focus was on uniting the country. The president stressed that, quote, politics must never be a literal battlefield or killing field.
Violence has never been the answer. Whether it's with members of Congress of both parties being targeted and shot, or a violent mob attacking the Capitol on January 6th, or a brutal attack on the spouse of former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, or information and intimidation on election officials, or the kidnapping plot against the sitting governor, or an attempted assassination on Donald Trump. There is no place in America for this kind of violence, or for any violence ever. Period. No exceptions. We can't allow this violence to be normalized.
The president was supposed to travel to Austin, Texas today for a civil rights event. That trip has been postponed as he anticipates more briefings. Now, reactions continue pouring in on social media. Former President Barack Obama, former President Trump's predecessor in the White House, posted on X Saturday night saying, quote, there is absolutely no place for political violence in our democracy. Although we don't yet know exactly what happened, we should all be relieved that former President Trump wasn't seriously hurt and use this moment to recommit ourselves to civility and respect in our politics. Michelle and I are wishing him a quick recovery, end quote. And former Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi also sharing her reaction to the attack on X, saying, quote, as one whose family has been the victim of political violence, I know firsthand that political violence of any kind has no place in our society. I thank God that former President Trump is safe. As we learn more details about this horrifying incident, let us pray that all those in attendance at the former president's rally today are unharmed, end quote. We have since learned that one rally goer has died and that two more were injured in the attack.